I was sentenced 6 years to prison for 14 murders. I was messing around outside of school with my buddies. I kicked a soccer ball and it went haywire. It slammed into a gas pump, causing it to explode. I was found guilty, and I was sent to minimum confinement in Hades, located quite literally in Mount Everest. This is going to be a hard time. The first few weeks were rough settling in. It is a prison after all. I knew I couldn't last a year in here, let alone 6. I needed a way to get out. In order to do that though, I have to wait. Sometimes when you truly want something, all you can do is wait for it to come to you. What I'm waiting for is knowledge. I can't devise a plan of escaping without knowing how this place works after all. After 3 months, I knew everything I needed to. Here's the rundown. Exits. There was only one exit to the entire complex, the front door. Getting there in shackles and in an inmate outfit will be nothing short of unprecedented. I need to find a way to lose both. Schedules. Guards change duty every 6 hours in the minimum confinement area of Hades. These guys are serious though. I've seen them put up a bloody fight just in order to break up another. Attempting to befriend one and have them break me out is absurd. Doctors are different, however. At the beginning of the month, doctors are taken away from the complex via helicopters. They don't stay here for extended amounts of time like the guards do. On the first of every month, the doctors are flown out and other ones take their place. Rules amongst the inmates. If you mess with them, they'll mess with you. It's as simple as that. No one's happy to be here. The last thing they're willing to give you is their respect. If you mess with them, they'll give you a lesson to make sure it doesn't happen again. They're threatening, to say the least. I don't ever attempt to talk, let alone look at one of the big guys on rec time, or yard time. But maybe one of them is the key to all of this. We also have some type of money system in here, favors in exchange for cigarettes. I know I'll be using that to get out of here. After 3 months of observing and planning, I think I have an idea. It can lead to an even harsher sentence if I'm caught, but I'm all out of options. I'm busting out of here if it's the last thing that I do. February 28th, 2028. I gained confidence to ask out one of the big guys for help during rec time. The most impressive thing I've done before that was asking a girl out, so this was a big step up. Unlike that scenario, however, the inmate accepted my request, and I gave him some cigarettes for it. He was the first piece of the puzzle of getting out of here. After telling him my plan, he figured he'd help me go through with it. Whether the plan failed or not didn't matter to him. He wasn't going to be given any type of discipline by the guards. That was his reasoning, at least. It didn't matter to me. I had what I needed. The inmate's name was Baker. He and I decided to go through with our plans tomorrow during yard time. March 1st, 2028. I haven't woken up as nervous as I did today. I was either getting out of here for good or staying locked up in here for good. That's the risk I need to take. During yard time, I gave Baker the signal that our plan was about to begin. We weren't given much during yard time. 2 hoops, a basketball, and a soccer ball. My intense kicking skills are what got me locked up in here, and now they're going to help me escape. I joined in on a few inmates playing soccer, and once the ball was in my possession, I proceeded to kick it as hard as I could. Not toward a goal though, it was towards Baker. The inmates all saw it along with the guards. The ball hit him square on the face, and it did not sound pleasant. Oh! Baker began running towards me in a rage to attempt to kill me. Like I said, you wrong one of these guys, they'll make sure you know not to do it again. The guards saw this happening and ran towards the scene to attempt to prevent any fighting. The other inmates sure do love a good fight, so they made sure the guards couldn't get through to help me. Baker ran towards me and pummeled me, blow after blow. After what seemed like an eternity, Baker was pulled off of me. I went unconscious during the beating, and I was rushed to the doctors. The guards took me to the infirmary to see if I suffered any major damage. They didn't know that my plan was working out perfectly. As the doctor began to examine what he thought was my unconscious body, I got up quickly. After reviewing my surroundings, I realized that there were 2 guards in the room with me, and I had to take care of them fast. And so, I did just that. And I know what you're thinking. How do you expect us to believe that you, a skinny white boy, took on 2 professionally trained guards? I have 3 variables on my side. I have seen all 5 seasons of Cobra Kai. And, as Spider-Man once said,
if the other guy's bigger, you gotta be quicker. Okay?
And 3, the suspension of disbelief.
The suspension of disbelief, when an audience sacrifices logic and realism for the sake of enjoyment.
You've been doing it this entire story so far. With all of this, I was able to defeat the guards. I took the first guard out with a chop to the neck, and the second one I crane kicked flawlessly. After they were taken care of, I needed to knock out the doctor to go on with my plans. Sorry, buddy. I pulled a hitman and switched our clothes. Fortunately, the shift changes for doctors were happening in the next 30 minutes. I got lucky. That's my ticket out of here.
Objection!
You mean to tell us that your entire escape plan was based on luck alone?
Of course not. As I said, I knew the schedule to the last detail. Plus, the guards and doctors do not get along in any way, shape, or form. They didn't even care that I was there because they thought I was a doctor. They never would have guessed I was actually a prisoner. I was allowed past the reinforced wall and was given a ride with a helicopter back to the States.
Nice. This isn't a dictionary, it's a Bible.